The Atlas are home here in Albany, New York. We're wrapping up weekend number 1 of the 2024 PLL opening weekend, and it's the Maryland Whipsnakes taking on the home team, the New York Atlas, here from Casey Stadium in Albany, New York. That was really the start of an amazing run for Maryland Lacrosse that continues to this day, playing for a national championship just a week ago. We're underway here in the 4th and final game in our opening weekend from Albany. And it'll be very interesting to see. Ryan, we talked a lot about this in between games.
It's still pumping, still flowing. It's like that game never ended. I would expect them to come out hot and then kind of reality set in once it's like, oh yeah, we got 4 quarters to go.
You were right, coming out hot. How about Dox Aiken continuing the type of play that he showed us yesterday?
When you've got the type of athlete that Aiken is, he can handle the 2 games in 2 days, Garg.
Yeah, I think his movement, his athleticism is next level. I project him to have a monster season. Did not play in the PLL in 2023, but Dox is a natural goal scorer. Nobody in the history of Virginia lacrosse in the midfield hit the back of the net more than this bull. Out Schellenberger, I thought yesterday they were just buzzing on both sides with Teed on the left.
Ooh, quick start for the Atlas. And it's Dylan Malloy who's filling in for Connor Schellenberger today.
You're going to get a much,
telling that man, good choice.
You're going to get a much different look with Dylan Malloy. 2016 Tewaaraton winner from Brown University. He loves to use the body. You're not going to get the dishes and the passes that you would from Schellenberger, but the physical presence to own a matchup, you will.
Yeah, Zappatello hasn't seen a load like Dylan Malloy.
Pride in that position. It's not just an offensive midfielder that you're saying go play defense.
Jones with the look inside. Good pass and good turn and rake for Dixon.
What a pass by Miles Jones.
Jones, not a lot of production yesterday. 0 for 5 shooting, didn't have any assists, a couple turnovers, but that's what he brings from the midfield position. Incredible vision, incredible feeder, and what a spot feed there. I mean, Dixon is not open in a traditional sense, but just flashes his stick, and Jones spot feeds just to an open area, throws Dixon open.
So much for being gassed after playing yesterday.
No. This is still adrenaline. This is
typical.
It's not now. It's like second quarter and then halftime. You don't even want it.
Malloy makes it 4-0.
Wow. Bernlohr's getting down on himself. He's not happy, and he's not seeing the ball with the head of his stick. When you watch this replay, watch how his stick is stationary. He gets some body movement towards it, but that top hand is not tracking the ball.
And if you're Atlas, having the extra 2 players on the protected roster, that flexibility, this is exactly the type of juice that you needed. You take a fresh guy, a veteran, and the biggest thing for Dylan Malloy is he was with Atlas the entire training camp.
So crowd wooing after that no-look behind the back pass from Baptiste, ended up in Carpenter's stick. All kinds of juice for this New York team right now.
Ouch!
Dox Aiken stings a corner.
Whips are going to need a timeout.
They need a timeout.
Sound of that corner. This is an incredible rip. His first goal was on a bouncer. When you have Trevor Baptiste, it's make it, take it. He is playing on a different level. Even his desperation passes land in the right spots. And then the goal by Dox Aiken. The little shake and have a corner 6.
Trying to keep his club encouraged as it is again, make it, take it. Baptiste, he'll shoot, and he scores!
He's got to get the timeout, and he signals timeout.
He's going to get bailed out by the media timeout, so he doesn't need to, but he's going to have to go to the bullpen.
A stampede from the New York Atlas to start this game. putting up a 6 spot in less than 6 minutes. Baptiste has won every faceoff he's taken. This time he takes it all the way to the rack and scores. All New York here early in Albany.
How do they incorporate TJ Malone into that? What do they do schematically to get him in his comfort zone?
Dixon flashes out and scores.
He sees things before they happen. His off-ball movement is off the charts, Ryan.
He just never stops moving. Constant flow, finding soft spots, following the slide. You can see he started behind the cage. He loops up all the way around. So Muller goes from a compromised spot where am I sliding, am I not sliding? Wait a second, this guy's now cutting.
Push it.
There's a smart double team there by Muller. Recognized Atlas was substituting behind the play. He knew he had a free double team. That's the IQ that Muller brings to this unit.
Yeah, we talk about IQ too, and you mentioned Dylan Malloy not waiting for that pick with Xander Dixon. When he's out there with Schellenberger, they're playing under the same umbrella, right? Speaking the same language. Teammates at Virginia for 3 years. You saw it yesterday.
Janenchuk finally breaks the ice and puts the Whipsnakes on the board.
Lost in the Whipsnake season last year was how strong Janenchuk played. Second in the team in points. Still got the range. He's never lost this shot. One of the smoothest strokes in the league. There's just no wasted motion. So efficient.
Zed again. Trying to use that physicality. Double team comes. Nice pass. Too good defensively, though. It ends up in Troutner's stick. Now we're going quickly the other way.
Stick and his setup and practices.
Scott Marr would stay after practice any day that I asked him to give me extra shots. And we would work for minutes and hours. Great teammate.
Well, it's the first we've heard really from Jeff T today after he had an unbelievable game yesterday. But it's been more about Dylan Malloy. It's been Xander Dixon. It's been Miles Jones. It's been Dox Aiken. Well, now it's also about Jeff T.
Doubleheaders on Sunday. They had a day of rest, recovery, game film, but they had a leg up on the two teams that just sat around all weekend waiting to play.
Pick left!
Especially in week one. I think it's a more pronounced advantage in week one.
I would agree. And they're also in camp the entire time. Teed again.
Running away from the goal. Beats Krebs.
What's impressed me the most this weekend about Jeff Teed is not him slipping defenders and using his shoulders to get underneath and dodges. Ryan, it's his off-ball play. He has been spectacular away from the ball.
I'm really wondering if Dylan Malloy was throwing that to Teat or if he was going to the backside pipe. You see Costabile going to that backside pipe?
Costabile. Teat thought about firing the shot. Now the over-the-shoulder pass. Score! Teat to Dixon.
That's a ridiculous shot.
Dylan Malloy tried to throw a behind-the-back pass to no avail. Ryan, Jeff Teat shows you how it's done.
It's the touch. It's the pace. It's giving Dixon an opportunity to run into it, identify the ball, running away from the field, away from the goal, low to high, fools Krebs.
#1 in the league in two-pointers last year. So they have some guys who could stretch a defense. Now gone is Michael Earhart, who could do that.
And Tucker Dordovic.
But not Zed Williams.
Yeah, Williams finally beats Troutner.
No, I brought up Dordovic because he was tied for first.
Yes.
So with Earhart and Dordovic, I get that they were last year. Those guys aren't here.
Yeah.
But this guy is, to your point, and he's had quality looks in this first half. You're going to see the ball reversal, hands free, step down, give a mid-range shot. Little deception on that.
I like how the rookie Malone, though, continued with the ball from X
you know, abbreviated training camp week as he was part of the festivities last weekend.
Maybe that's something they look at halftime.
There's a two-point shot from Garrett Ledman.
He tattoos this bottom corner on a lefty goalie in Tim Troutner. This thing is screaming at 100 miles per hour. No Tucker Dordovic. No Michael Earhart. Where do you find your two balls when you're down by 8? You gotta start hitting these outside shots with range. And I love the plant, the rip, and the location.
Malone's got the short stick matchup. Tough angle, shot, scores! That deflected off Troutner and in.
Guys,
Lost in kind of the Whipsnakes' shaky start here. TJ Malone has been very steady. He's
efficient.
got two assists, and now he's first score of the game of his career. But after he gets the matchup that he wants, he keeps that matchup. And he's patient, and then a nifty little twister here at the end to sneak it by Troutner.
And wasn't allowed to by Matt Dunn. Puglisi got in the passing lane, but Dixon got it back. Teat now up top. Jacoby shoots, scores.
Maybe they won't tire out. Maybe they'll prove us all wrong. This is a slick underneath move by Jacoby, who made his name in Champ Series in February, Ryan.
Blew up in the Champ Series, really got on the Atlas's radar, given his phenomenal play there. And he's had a productive 2 days. That's a slick hitch, face dodge, and then low to high finish. You got to respect his range. Puglisi needs to do a better job of breaking down there on that approach.
Shows you the wrist strength too, because he shoots that against the grain. When you make that face dodge lefty, to open up your hips and continue your movement downfield and to shoot just shows you the wrist.
I think I'd like to see TJ Malone get more and more touches.
Kobe Smith from 2.
We criticized him in the first half. That's the quality look that we want out of Kobe Smith.
Yes, and credit to him to go back after it again with a ton on the shot clock. I'm sure Coach Presser told him last time that is not the time to shoot the rock, but when you can sling it with a 6-foot pole like that, and you see the defensive pressure right there.
Big battle for this loose ball in the middle of the field, won by Atlas. Carpenter will take a shot and score! Well, he gets rewarded for picking up the GB as he's done so often today. He's been a vacuum.
That was one of those, no, yeah, sure, okay, I guess it went. I mean, this surprised everybody.
Yes, and Tyler Carpenter was not a big goal scorer at Duke. He was a menace in the middle of the field. He was great on ground balls, great on wings, but he wasn't a goal scorer with the pole.
Be huge or it can be problematic.
Yeah, Mike Pressler told us at practice on Friday, 1-1, he'd be more thrilled to go 1-1 this weekend.
Rambo skips it to the far side. Chanenchuk shoots and scores. That's a 2-pointer.
Amazing location on this shot. 3/4 arm release. I'm standing right behind him in line with the goalie. 3/4 arm release to that near side low pipe area.
Whips, 9 saves for Troutner on the day.
Gotta go.
Chanenchuk again for 2. Got another one.
If I'm Atlas defensively, I've got to defend the Gnomes. Like credit Chanenchuk for creating this volume of shots, but he.
Instead, it's Rambo in front to Malone, who scores.
Textbook early offense.
TJ Malone is starting to get acclimated. The more touches, the better.
And the key here is actually Zupicic. He is going to crash the crease. You force the defense's hand, so as this ball gets reversed, watch Zupicic crash the crease, freeze it right here. You're going to see Zupicic He's right in the middle of your field right here. That's going to force a backside help. Malone recognizes that, and he's going to cut right to that vacated area. So you're going to get a pass down here and then a feed inside to that cutting Malone.
On a big board.
Leave it there, Donner. Leave it there.
Malloy rather got things started early for Atlas with a couple of quick goals. He's been quiet. That's not quiet at all. Teeter behind the back.
We saw it as a passer in the first half, just throwing dimes from a behind-the-back perspective. This is so smooth, it's so under control, and the timing of it's perfect. You're catching that ball with a loss of angle. That's gorgeous.
Ryan UNQ had on the way over here. Back in the day, there was no water. It was just if you got thirsty, there's the keg. Malone with the question mark. Maryland Terrapins.
You're good.
Kahn comes upfield against Camizio. He shoots, hits the pipe. Malone hits the empty net.
I like the look with Keegan Kahn behind the cage, giving another aspect of a dodging presence from behind.
Shannon Shuck, Jackson Morrill with a head of steam out of the box inside to Williams, who scores.
This is quick offense, ball movement, and selfless approach.
The pendulum has swung. Body language, energy, everything.
Jackson Morrill, they traded for him at the end of last year's regular season.
And saves in this game. I mean, he came in from the bench in relief for Kyle Bernlohr.
Puglisi shoots and scores.
You could see this coming from the booth off the save. Puglisi, he's got some juice left in his legs. He senses a tired Miles Jones.
Teat looking to take this thing over in the fourth quarter. Gives it up instead of taking a shot himself, and it was the right choice. Docks. 98 mile an hour on the Jugs gun.
He's ready for a breakout year.
Down the alley. Spins away from one defender. Tries to get under the other and scores!
He dodged himself into trouble, and then he dodged himself out of trouble.
He's played a heck of a game. I thought yesterday he was a little off, but we're seeing some of the old Miles Jones, the passes, and then the body, the ability to use the strength and go airborne.
2 wins in the division, and they +7 yesterday over Boston and +4 today over Whipsnakes.
Yeah,
Statement weekend, homecoming weekend.
To say it was a positive homecoming for the Atlas, I would say that would be the understatement of the weekend. I wonder what Coach Pressler has to say. He's standing by with